My name is Tim Willison, and I teach a variety of courses at Meridian, including the well-being course, ecstatic states, human development.
When did you start teaching in higher education and what compelled you to choose Meridian for that venture?
It's been about, I'd have to look at a calendar, but probably 12 or 15 years. It's only been at Meridian. Um, and I don't really have an interest in teaching anywhere else. There is something unique, soulful, special about what happens at Meridian, and that's what brought me. All of this, when I say all of this, I mean being, so working, living is a path of sorts for me, right? So I'm in recovery in a variety of different ways, and part of that is this teaching path too. And so my life really is about transformation. It's the older I get, the more that's front and center. And so being it feeds me. It feels like oxygen in a sense to be part of a transformative process, both for myself and to be part of facilitating it with others. So um, there's nothing I'd rather be doing.
And overall, what has your experience been of the students who attend Meridian and other faculty?
Well, I've been around Meridian long enough where it has begun to feel like family for me. It's a place that I work, but it's also a place where I draw support and nurturance and a lot of different things. Um, so that's more a faculty perspective. As a teacher and in terms of students, one of the things I think that's extraordinary about Meridian is who it draws. And so it's not just how we approach teaching, although that's a lot of it, and in a lot of different ways, but it's who comes, right? So the I think students that come are often surprised and delighted by the quality, and by quality I mean not just um, their resumes, but I mean life experience, what they bring, the courage they bring to the process, and that makes for a really truly unique learning environment.
At Meridian, we have the online format. How has that been for you, and how do you think that Meridian does online well?
As a resistor of the online format for a long time, I got pulled into online kicking and screaming, and because there's something different in being in a room with someone. And I have been delighted by and surprised is not even strong enough, really, really almost stunned by what's possible online, by the transformations you see happen in people. And I think that a lot of that is how we do what we do, and again, the quality of people that come. But there is a genuine sense of transformative process with the majority of students that come in that happens on a almost strictly online basis. I mean, we do occasionally have in-person things, but the vast majority of what we do is, on a screen like this.
Are you, by chance, a practicing clinician out in the field yourself?
I am. I have been for about 4 decades. So,
Wow. Wow. And how do you think that that helps inform your role as faculty at Meridian?
well, it makes all the difference in the world. It's one thing to, so it's not, I don't move from a place of book learning. I have a very extensive experience in a variety of venues, private practice, institutions of various kinds, working with different individuals. And so I think that informs me in a really useful way because we're working with people that want to do that. So I'm drawing not just from theory, but from experience, and that it makes a huge difference.
Overall, what's your favorite thing about being faculty at Meridian?
Courageous students, so the ones that, and the thing that I say, and I say it because I believe it to be true, is that the students that benefit here the most are the ones that are affected the most, right? So not the ones that have the courage to transformative education is uncomfortable education. It requires a willingness to look in dark corners, a willingness to feel uncomfortable things. If you want a comfortable education, we're the wrong place, right? If you want if you are on a path of sorts, if you feel impassioned about what you're doing and really want to make a difference both in the lives of others, but in the world more broadly than that, then come. then this is a place, we are a place that fosters that kind of education.
If I were a student on the fence right now about attending Meridian, what would you say to me?
Well, this is interesting. So, what I would say to you is that the process that you're in now and making a decision is one similar to if you were to come to Meridian and be a student, that we would look to encourage within you, which is your ability to stop and drop and find your truth, whatever that happens to be. And if that isn't us, then by all means pursue that which is true for you. But and again, I'm repeating myself a little bit. If you're just interested in paper on the wall so you can go about your business, then we're not the right place for you, right? If if your interest and your desire and what pulls you forward is deeper, richer, and more soulful than that, then we might very well be a place where you can water that garden. You know what I mean? And if that feels true to you, then do so. Because what we're most interested in, what we're looking for, is not to feed you information and have you give us the right answers. We're looking at, and it's what I'll quote. Carl Jung talks about transcendent function, and in the thumbnail, Jung's transcendent functions, holding the tension of the opposites and waiting for the third to arise. His way of conceptualizing change. And what we're most interested in you or in anyone that comes is the third that's arising. So what's your magic that wants to be known? What's the miracle in you looking to surface, right? That's our focus and that's our interest, not and that's not something to be molded, to be told, that's what's arising in you and looking to be known. And so if if that appeals to you, if that process calls to you, then come, and if not, it's not about right or wrong. People are different, right? If you have a different kind of call for something else, then follow that. What you're looking at or what you're talking about here, what we offer is a holistic embodied education. And so by that we'd be looking to draw on not just your brain, but on what your body knows, what your heart tells you. You know, for myself and what I'll offer in here too is that if I'm operating just on the level of my mind, then it's equivalent in my mind to like throwing darts off a merry-go-round. Who knows where it goes, right? And if I take the next drop and I'm in my heart, and what I'm doing, what I'm saying, how I'm being is informed by feeling, which makes all the difference in the world. But then if I take the next drop, right, if I take it all the way down, then there's a sense of, I would say, soul or something even collective involved, and and that kind of noise. That's like instead of being like an or maybe, it's like a yes, right? And if you can find within yourself that kind of yes, then you have your answer.